John's son serves the U.S. Air Force in Minnesota, so we went to visit and we got to do a little touring of the North Shore. And we used this magazine as our tour guide. We took off from Seattle, and a short 3.5 hours later, we landed at the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. That night, we stayed at the Marriott right next to the airport, which happens to be just across the street from the Mall of America. That place is crazy. It's enormous. And there is an amusement park right in the middle of the mall. The next morning, we drove north and checked in to Lars Mont Cottages. Lars Mont is a very nice resort right on the shore of Lake Superior. Iron ore was central to the foundation of the city of Two Harbors, dating back to 1884. Still today, gigantic lakers, those are the ships that sail the Great Lakes, they continue to pick up payloads of iron ore in Agate Bay. If you walk along the breakwall to the light station, it's a great way to see all of the working vessels and to watch them fill up at the ore docks. It was here that in 1883, Dock Number 1, which is Lake Superior's first iron ore dock, was built, and it's still the largest in the world. 9 years later, the light station on Lighthouse Point was completed. The rest of this video will show you some of the highlights between Two Harbors and Grand Marais along the north shore of Lake Superior. There's some really great geology here that I'm going to have to look up. Tunnel, and I'm walking on a little path here to a scenic overlook. The boys are fishing, and so I am taking a drive up the road along Lake Superior towards the Canadian border and stopping wherever I want to. It's a beautiful morning on Lake Superior. Well, I'm at Gooseberry Falls State Park, and I'm gonna go find some waterfalls. Let's see. I think I'll go to both of those. See you shortly. Minnesota is way below their normal rainfall this year. So I'm pretty sure what is this nice, gentle, babbling brook is often a nice raging river, because there are like 5 waterfalls that you can hike to. If you do the hike, you can see over there, there's a really nice wooden path. And you can start down that path, and then you can go across a bridge, which you can't see from here, just barely. There, you can go across that bridge and then up on the other side, which is what I'm doing now. Or you can jog it like that young man. But no, I'm walking it. Somebody has been quite busy since the river's not running. They've made some nice towers. I'll get you some waterfall shots here shortly. Okay, I'm here hiking and headed towards another waterfall. There's some really great, I took a close-up of those a minute ago. I can't do that. Really great rock stacks. Somebody's pretty good at it. I'm thinking that this behind me is normally a falls when there's actually a normal amount of rainwater. But right now it's plumb dry. There's another one higher up. Maybe you can see. I'll go to that. But if you're here and you feel like putting your feet in the water because it looks so nice and cool, don't do it. I saw a sign that says there are leeches in the water. Unless you want to come out with some leeches. And I saw a lot of mosquitoes on top of the water too. But it sure is pretty country. Lots of birds, chipmunks. Anyway, I'm headed to the next waterfall. If I've read the map right, this is the middle and lower falls. You can see the highway right there. That's a nice highway bridge. It's a very easy hike, even though I'm kind of breathing hard. There are boardwalks, there are stairs, there's some dirt trail, but it's not a difficult hike. It's so pretty though. You know the saying, what goes up must come down? Well, in the hiking world, what goes down must come up. So here I am, sitting on an old lady bench, catching my breath. Just imagine if this river were at full capacity. That whole thing would be waterfall. And all of these people would be swimming with leeches. This is a really great view. I'm underneath the car bridge, under the highway, looking down the river. You can see that lower bridge that I walked across earlier, and you can see Lake Superior in the background. So it's really pretty. This is the trail that takes you back to the visitor center that is currently not open for whatever reason. On the other side, very low. You can tell the water level's very low. This is the upper falls. I'm just to the west of the highway. Some cool bird just landed right here in front of me. So the next stop on this North Coast tour is the Split Rock Lighthouse, where you will enter here and you will pay $12 per adult to get in. So let's go see what we've seen. It's a pretty calm lake right now, but can you imagine when there was a good north wind blowing? Somewhere out there is a shipwreck that you can scuba dive. Okay, so here I am at Split Rock State Lighthouse. You can see the lighthouse here. It had a light that went out 22 miles, but it was easily visible because of its color in the daytime. So ships that were going through the shipping lanes could tell this was split rock simply by the color of the brick on the lighthouse. It has a light that turns by kind of a way a clock, the way a grandfather clock works. And its ballast is mercury. It's quite interesting. It also has these fog horns. These are disabled currently, but they do have them blast every 20 minutes just for the tourists. You can actually walk up to the top of the lighthouse, and then you can also see some of the houses where people used to live who maintain this place. And it's got an amazing view. Here's the rock that the ship wrecked upon that I was telling you about earlier. And it's on a really, really high rock, which I'll show you. There it is. So here's down below, and then here is the cliff for Split Rock. So it sits pretty high up here. Wouldn't want to be stuck right here in a storm. This is Wisconsin. She said that is 24 miles, I believe she said, across. And there might be a webcam. I'm going to try it. See if I can find a webcam.
From 1910 to 1939, these would have housed the keepers that worked for the U.S. Lighthouse Service. Here at Split Rock, there was always a head keeper, a first assistant, and a second assistant. And they each got a house for himself and his family. And it was really unusual for an assistant keeper, especially a second assistant, to have his own home, much less a place this nice. These were beautiful homes and considered a good place to live for the keepers. They did work incredibly hard. And here at Split Rock, because of all the equipment, there's a lot of responsibility. The two head keepers they had a lot of experience behind them already when they came here. And one of them, Orrin Young, the second picture on the top on the left, he came in 1910, and he was here just 18 years until then he retired at the mandatory age of retirement of 70. And then Frank Colville, who's right below him, he replaced him, and he was here 24 years, and he overlapped with the Coast Guard. So again, the pictures on the right side are Coast Guard pictures. But the families, they didn't live here year-round until 1931. That's when they had good enough road access that they could get in and out. Before that, they were only here during the shipping season. And if they had school-age kids, the wives and children often just came in the summers. Until there was road access, then the kids went to school in Beaver Bay. And that was really welcome for them, because otherwise they had to maintain a home somewhere else as well. So, but they lifted the house up and dug out and put a basement underneath it. Because we used to have like a cellar. And then we made dirt. Cellar? Yeah. And then or like was a change there was needed. So it was in 1907 when it was down. And our settlements had nice brown.
This is North Shore Mining Taconite plant. This is the stuff that North Lake Superior is known for. So iron ore that consists of about 25% iron is mined inland Minnesota and brought down here by rail car. Cone crushers break down the ore to about 4 inches to about 3/4 inches. Then they have these grinding mills that break it down even further to the consistency of face powder. Most of the iron is then removed by either magnetic process or flotation process, and this slurry now contains about 65% iron. Then it goes through a pelletizer where the water is removed and it's concentrated and it's mixed with bentonite, which binds it together, and it's rolled into balls that are about 7/16 inch in diameter. The balls are then fired in furnaces that are about 2350 degrees Fahrenheit and then are made into pellets. Then the pellets are loaded into bins that then are loaded into boats and shipped into the steel mills in the lower Great Lakes. Just a few minutes up the road from the Taconite plant was a sign pointing to Black Beach. So if you come to Black Beach, you should be bear aware. Well, this is what Black Beach is made of. All kinds of basalt. There's some agates in here, I'm sure. Just looks like all the natural rocks from the cliff. I thought it might be Taconite from those mines. Taconite. I say that wrong every time. Here it is all dry. Well, my next stop was at the amazing Palisade Head. You'll want to watch the kids and the dogs at this place because you can walk right up to the very edge of this amazingly sheer cliff. From what I've read, it is 900 feet straight down. This really could easily turn into a, oh, yep, seen it, okay, next, kind of a stop. But today I lucked out because there were some folks that were rappelling and climbing back up the rocks. So I stayed to watch the process. Oh, there's a notch. I guess he's going to come out the other side of that. There's a notch in the rock. He makes it look so easy. And there he goes. I'm not getting any closer. Yeah, he's free climbing this and just has that rope as the safety. I do believe it's about this point in time that I would be frozen in tears, asking for someone to call search and rescue. Because you got to keep in mind that's how far down he is. He's almost there. Much of this climb has been behind a ledge right there, that ledge. Every now and then I get a glimpse of his arm. There he is. Woohoo! Good job! He's a crazy man, but he did a good job. So the next stop on our North Shore tour is Petagoosh State Park. It's got all kinds of great information here at the visitor center. There is a hike out to the lake, and there's also a hike up across the highway to some waterfalls, but we're gonna go to the lake today. So from the visitor center, we hiked about 1.5 miles down to Split Rock Point. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see these guys. Baby toys. We have the baby with us. I think those guys are right there. Oh, that's so beautiful. There was a lot of stairs, but it was an easy hike. Ups and downs, but it was beautiful. So, come to oh shoot, now I forgot. Tattagooche. Come to Tattagooche State Park. Okay, this is the Tattagooche State Park Visitor Center. There's camping, there's hiking, lots of trails. We just went to the Shovel Point Trail, about 1.5 miles out. I kept calling it Split Point, but it's not. Anyway, nice little store inside. There is an interpretive center. There's a covered place to eat lunch for your picnic. Plenty of parking. It's a nice spot. You should come visit. The last stop on my North Shore tour was the unique town of Grand Marais. It's a small town, had a lot of really cute little shops and some nice restaurants. So it was a relaxing end to a couple of days of just touring and stopping at every place I wanted to stop. So thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe. Have a great day.